your dreams without the risks associated with traditional business is through network marketing. We so wholeheartedly believe in this. And the best network marketing opportunity we have found, and we have a lot of experience, is with a company called Seneluxe International. This is amazing, ladies. Okay, I'm going to introduce Melissa to you. This is my friend of 17 years who has had the most incredible journey. And I just think that she truthfully is one of the most powerful business women I personally know today. So she's a wife and mother of 4 kids, and these are their ages 8, 18, 13, 7, and 6. Okay, this is a wide range, and she's an incredible mom. I got to see her 17 years ago with the one who's now 18 years old, and she was an incredible mother who parented intentionally, even at a very young age. She was such a young mom. She had incredible insight as a mother. She is currently in the top 1% of our company. She is currently in that top 1%. She is a 6-figure earner. Okay, this is not someone who dreams about 6 figures. She has actually done it and made it. And she received, since we're behind the scenes here, I'm going to tell you, there is an award in our company called Miss Synergy. And that is something that other women in the company vote for to, it's almost like a Miss Congeniality, but it goes for the person who helps them the most and doesn't directly benefit income-wise from helping others. So Melissa was an award winner for this in a year where only 11 people were chosen. So there's usually one for every month, but out of 250,000 women, out of 250,000, she was one of 11 chosen for this award. And that is because of her generous heart and her brilliant mind when it comes to business. Okay, so she also was appointed as a state leader, which isn't just a title that she earned because she made so much money or she had a big team. This was something that was appointed to her because they saw in her, corporate saw in her, the incredible talent that she has to train others up in all of these amazing things that go on in her head. So we are lucky that we have like direct access and you get to actually hear from her today. So she was a formerly failed network marketer. So even though we totally believe in the business, even though we like wholeheartedly believe in this business model, it doesn't always work out the way that we think or hope. Like Melissa will tell you what needs to come together to make this success happen. Because, and this is so awesome, she is so good at thinking outside the box and for making complicated things so simple. So Mel, I think from this point, I'm going to stop my screen share and hand it over to you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so excited. So, oh, I'm muted. No, I did that backwards. Hi. Okay. So do you want me to just jump in and go?
Yes.
All right. Well, welcome. I didn't tell Carrie this, but I actually, while she was getting us started, we're actually streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, fun.
I felt like we should. So,
yes. Okay. I think that's a great idea.
So I've got chat up on my phone in case we have people with questions. Welcome all of you who are coming on there. It is so good to have you with us. And then I just want to start with, I want to give you a preface for and kind of context for this whole thing. And that is just that Carrie and I are here because what gets us up in the morning is wanting to change the world. And the way that we have found that we think is the most effective is actually by empowering other women to see their dreams and to like make their mark on the world. And the only thing standing between like these purpose-driven women who are world changers to be, they just need something to fund their dreams. And that is what is so exciting and so incredible about what we have to share. This is actually the first time that I have ever been so honest and unapologetic about this opportunity and what we have to offer. And the reason that the thing that just kind of kicked us up over that hump and allowed us to share with boldness is realizing what a gift we have. And then sometimes you come to a moment where you realize you actually have like a moral obligation to share. Like when this last piece of the puzzle, the last piece of the puzzle, when it kicked in and it all clicked into place and we realized what we really had here, that it had gone beyond just an opportunity from a company. And now combined with the system we had created, it was a whole new vehicle. We couldn't hold back any longer. So I will get started. Hey, everybody on YouTube, I see you guys coming on and I'm so excited that you're with us. So I'm gonna go into screen share now.
Okay.
And I am going to go through some cool stuff. All right, so let's go into Keynote and it's going to tell me, all right. Good. All right, so the reason that I'm starting with this screen is I'm going to be really real with y'all and I'm going to actually tell you about stuff. However, the income disclaimer, the results disclaimer, everything I will share with you is absolutely, unequivocally, without any doubt, available and possible for you. However, if you don't do anything, nothing happens. We all know that, but I need to say it. So if somebody were to decide that they were going to do things and they, signed up and they bought their stuff and then they did not implement, it would not do anything for them. However, this is so exciting and there are so many tools and resources that I don't have any doubt that that's really not what would happen. And we'll just jump right in. And by the time we get to the end, you will see exactly why that is. All right. So let's see. We are going to go through, hold on. I'm going to click through all three. We're here. And what we want to talk about is when tackling this idea of network marketing and or making money online, before we can even talk about an opportunity or why we chose this company or why we're here, at first we need to talk about network marketing in general and making money online and the secret to basically unlocking the industry. What key do you need before you could even worry about an individual opportunity or a system or anything like that? What do you need to be able to use to identify what would actually work? So that's secret number one. Secret number two, what we're going to go over is why, if you have failed in the past, it's really not your fault. There were all kinds of things coming into play, but the old ways are kind of broken. They're not translating to now. It's not that there's not value in it. It's that it wasn't complete anymore. Okay. And this system that we've developed, this completely new way of doing it, unlocks both your potential and the potential in network marketing in a way that there simply hasn't been before. And if you're thinking, oh, I've watched webinars about MLM stuff, I've watched this and watched that. Okay, those are not what I'm talking about. I've watched them too. And I've paid a lot of money only to get further on down the line and realize that there was a lot of stuff involved in a lot of those programs, teaching you how to get 6 people applying to join your downline every day and all of that different stuff. The aim was not actually to build your business. The aim was to get you to like duplicate what they were doing and get other people and grow the webinar system, not your business. Okay, so this is not that. I'm not talking about that kind of new MLM thing. So if you've seen that before, don't worry, you're not about to listen to something like that. It's totally different. And then secret number 3 is the 3 keys to making consistent income online in just 10 hours a week, so that you can build your dreams and still live your life while you do. I think that's actually left over from last time, but it really dovetails with the actual secret number 3, which will probably be on the next screen. And it has to do with kind of the same thing. What were you going to say, Carrie?
Well, there's something that I did this morning that I really just feel like it's so important to share. I heard something amazing, and I ended up doing a Facebook Live about it this morning. And that is beliefs are hungry, and they are hungry for evidence. So if you have a belief, it's going to constantly be searching for evidence to feed it. And the more you feed it, the more it grows stronger. So if you have this belief like, oh, this isn't for me, or network marketing sucks, or I can't do that, I'm not good at it, you will look like everything that belief will just be looking for evidence to eat it, eat it, eat it. You will find it, and it will grow stronger. So what Mel and I are going to do today is we're asking you to suspend your belief for just long enough to see if a new belief can form, and that we can feed it, and so that it gets a little stronger, and you can have maybe a more empowering belief that could change your life. So I just thought that could be something that people might need to hear. Like, beliefs are hungry, and they're only hungry for one thing, and that is evidence. And they will find the evidence for whatever they believe. So if you believe the world is like, a crappy place to be, you will see evidence for that all day long. If you believe the world is beautiful, that people are kind, you will see evidence for that all day long. And that analogy applies to what we share with you today.
Wow, that is so good, Carrie. So good. Okay. So I just went ahead, and while Carrie was sharing with us about that, I went ahead and checked, and that is actually secret number 3 is correct on there. It's just that I thought it wasn't for some reason. All right. So what do you think so far? Are you excited to explore these 3 secrets? I hope that you are as excited as I am. All right. So secret number 1, we're going to go into the fact that you can, and we're going to do it right now. You can make money working from home, and network marketing is the real deal. You just need this special combination of components that's the key to unlocking it. And I learned this through trial and error. So let me see. I believe this is going to take me forward to a little movie that I can play, but I won't do it yet. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen for just a moment. No, I'm going to play it. I'm going to talk to you while you watch this. Sorry. I'm making up my mind as I go. All right. It should play. I love that. I'm not positive it's playing. There it is. Okay, it's moving around. I was selecting the right brush. All right. So the key to unlocking network marketing and making money from home for real. So the first thing that you need, hold on, Carrie, can you, actually, no, you're good. I thought that it's showing you highlighted on my screen, but I just looked on YouTube and it's me, so we're okay. You need an amazing product, right? So you need these 3 things. The first is an amazing product, and that is so that you can make money selling your product to retail customers, all right? The second thing you need is a compensation plan so that you can make money as you share the opportunity to sell the amazing product to your team. And it used to be that I thought that was all you needed. As long as you had a compensation plan with an amazing product and you would make good money, that everything else would work its way out. And I looked at compensation plans like the one that I drew out there in the video, and I thought that that's what would equal success. And in fact, after several failed attempts, I got what looked like success on the outside. However, it wasn't. And that is because when I say it wasn't, I mean, I had a title and it looked like I was doing great, but I wasn't actually making any money. And that is because the third magical piece is a company with the kind of integrity that says that they would rather make less money to make sure that they have structured things in a way that is generous, builds culture, and then it eliminates practices within business that are manipulation. And so when you have a company that operates like that and takes the manipulation out, then you have the amazing product, the comp plan that pays, structured and supported by that company. Those are the 3 keys. Okay. I'm going to explain this a little more, but just, I want this picture in your head. Those 3 keys, they equal money. Okay. And happiness. It's good to make money. It's even better to make money in a place where you're happy with people you actually really like and that you actually know have your best interest at heart. Like, that's like mind blowing, right? But it's really real and it can really happen. All right. So here's the truth behind secret number 1. Yes, you need an amazing product. You need amazing potential for revenue and a comp plan that really pays, but that is not enough. Okay. You've got to find a company that has integrity, that eliminates manipulative actions and ways of doing business that affect your success because of the culture and because of how it plays into whether you appear successful on the outside and are making like $1.62 an hour, or whether you appear successful on the outside and grow to where you can see what a 5-figure check looks like in real life. Okay. That is that one thing. Now, and I'm not saying that the company that we've chosen is the only one like that. I'm saying you need to know what to look for so that you can know it when you see it. All right. And obviously we found the one that we are passionate about, but they do exist. They are out there and we're about to tell you all about it. All right. So let's tackle on secret number 1. Hold on. I am pulling something up to make sure this slide is in the right spot. Yes, it's in the right spot. So let's start with, because as we talk about network marketing, actually, this is where we're going to start. I need to make a little outline next time. All right. So I'm going to go back to you guys. There. You can see me, right, Carrie? And not my screen anymore? All right. So I told you about that structure and those 3 magical components, but now I'm going to tell you about, very quickly, my journey that is how I discovered that. And we're going to compare and contrast for a moment. Experiences where that 3rd component was present and when it wasn't. Okay. So I first discovered network marketing. Actually, I first consciously discovered it when I was 22. I didn't realize this until like it clicked in my head literally like 2 years ago. So I was already doing this. I already had $1 million team when I realized my mom had actually done network marketing all through my growing up years. And I just didn't realize, like, oh, I've actually seen this demonstrated like my whole life. She did Shackley and she loved Avon and she was involved with this really cute company called House of Lloyd. I don't even know if it's still around, but anyways, it was actually an entire part of my growing up years. I didn't even realize it. So I consciously discovered it when I was 22 years old. I was a single mom of a 3-year-old boy, but I was engaged to my now husband of almost 15 years, Jason. He's the polar opposite of me. He is all things logical and grounded in reason and all the things, whereas I am very intuition driven and I did not know what I was all about. But I did know that the jobs that I had, they were like sucking the life out of me. I had accidentally quit my job at Cigna Healthcare, where I was on the HMO phone lines. So talk about a job that like just kills you daily. Either my heart was being broken because there were so many people that I couldn't help because I was like locked within this structure and I heard these terrible stories that just broke my heart, or I got screamed at by people who were understandably very frustrated and things. And so I accidentally quit that day. Long story short, my fiance was very confused about how that could be. And that was the evening that I had happened to commit to going to a scrapbooking party with my friend. I did not know that this was a network marketing opportunity at all. I just thought we were going to make like cute pictures. And so I didn't bail on her, even though I had all this like upheaval going on in my life after accidentally quitting my job and my fiance being like, how are we supposed to pay for the wedding and all the things, like your income is half of what we do. How is this possible? How does a girl accidentally quit? Still haven't totally figured that out. But I went to this party and I remember sitting on the couch with my friend Laura as she had a brochure that she had unfolded and she was showing me how this awesome stuff that I liked so much, how I could actually make money selling it. And not only that, but like I could help others do it and then make even more money. And I just remember what it felt like to feel my brain expanding and wrapping around this concept, really understanding the potential of what was on that paper for the first time. Now, long story short, that didn't work out so well. You can find my story about where I tell the story of the piles of cold Mexican food and the flan and the scrapbook party that was not, and all that I learned from that. But I did not in any way. I knew there was a piece missing. I knew it hadn't worked for me, but I knew there was something about this network marketing thing, which I don't think I even knew that phrase yet. I just knew there was something about this business model that I believed in. And I went on over the next few years to try a couple different things, different jewelry company and herbs, and then it was about 5 years ago that I found a company that I totally believed in their products. And I actually believed, now I know a little bit more about compensation plans and I see the inherent flaws, but I really believed that, they had serious potential. And I became very successful in that company, at least from the outside. So I had a fancy rank, a rank that most people, I still have friends to this day that they are with this company and they continue to do great. And I still use these products to this day, like every day, everybody in my family, we love it. However, the success that was projected and what it looked like on the outside did not translate to me actually making money. And that's because a lot of things pushed up what appeared to be success on the outside by means of orders being placed under different people and different things to like generate a rank. And it all had to do with a bonus structure that had to do with people like 3 and 4 levels above me. Oh, look at, I reached outside the frame. Them getting a bonus that would equate to about $10,000 a month. And the thing is that the pressure for them, that's where the real money in the company was. The real money in the company was not at the distributor level. It was not at like the beginning growing a team level, or even 2 and 3 and 4. It was around 5 or 6 levels up. Now, let me just say that takes a lot to get there. That's where the actual real money was. Otherwise, you were working and selling, and honestly, you were making maybe a couple $100s a month, and you were doing a lot of the actual selling and signing up customers for repeat orders every month and some things like that. But the pressure that was coming was from this person needing up here, we'll go not out of the frame, needing to hit a rank that meant these people had to hit ranks, which meant these people need, and I just got caught up in it all. And I remember the night, it became a normal thing. Last day of the month, man, I was staying up until 2 a.m. because that was the cutoff was California time, midnight, and working the West Coast, any contacts I had there to get some more orders to hit different places that needed to be. And I knew, because I was on the phone with people, that people above me were having forms turned into the company, sending emails so that they could place orders under other people throughout the organization where they needed it and have that product shipped to them. And the reason for this was because then they would hit this big payout that was the big goal. A portion of the profits for the company every month were pulled aside, and then they were split. This pool was split between everybody who hit that particular rank that month. So that meant the pressure to hit that was extremely high, and that's what they were really going for. So if they spent $6,000 to get $11,000, then they could just turn around and sell the product anyways eventually. But that wiped itself out. It would be like placing ads. Like there's a lot of it's very normal right now for businesses to spend $40,000 on Facebook ads because they're going to get $90,000. So it wipes it out, and they just call that the profit. But I knew that when people were talking about these bonuses and the money that they made and all that was out there and what was available, they were talking about the full amount. And something inside me started to wilt. It was that like belief and that excitement and passion for the vision I had caught that day with my friend Laura. I started to wonder if it was real after all. It was, the process of a dream dying is a painful one. It's not fun. And then I think the day it crumbled completely, although it took me a while to actually make my exit, was a night I was up all night. And it was the night I wanted to hit a special new rank. And I had these incentives for the team builders under me. And it came down to that almost 2 a.m. wire. And finally, I got this girl. We were on the phone together, and it was like she was trying to make sales and trying to do things, but it didn't pan out. And ultimately, she ended up placing the order on her own credit card under a team builder, or not a team builder, maybe it was a customer under her, so that she would hit the rank that bumped me up to hit the big fancy rank I was excited about, which then bumped the person above me to hit the, I was one of 3 necessary to hit a big piece of that pie. And I was, super excited. Oh, yeah. I hit this rank, went to bed, feeling a little like unsettled, but totally pushing it off because I was gonna celebrate my win, right? Like I just wouldn't even feel the feel of the unsettling feeling. It was only really in retrospect that I was super aware of it, because the next morning when my friend and I talked, and I said, yes, you'll be getting this coupon because you and your husband are going to be able to redeem it for this weekend getaway in San Antonio. And she started crying. She was so happy. She was like, oh my gosh, Mel, I didn't even know we got anything for that. I'm so thankful right now because I put that order on the credit card and I don't have money to pay for it, but like, at least I get something from it. And she's happy. As my soul died inside of me, because I realized all of a sudden I saw so clear. I've been so caught up. I had not meant to put pressure on her. I had not meant to manipulate her, but somehow that's exactly where I had ended up. And my friend, who I knew darn well did not have money to put that on a credit card, and that's not how she chose to live. And it wasn't like, you can make sound business investments where you put money on a credit card with the agreement of like your business partner or your partner in life or your spouse or however you do it. And it can be like, there's nothing wrong with a business investment. That is not what that was. That is not what that was. And it took a little while before I ended up just deciding I wasn't trying to build that business anymore. Although, like I said, I'm passionate about those products. I still use them. They're wonderful. And the people, the problem was not the people either. The problem wasn't my upline or my upline above her or my upline above her. They're wonderful, lovely women that I know and love to this day. And I do not fault them, not one bit. I even have grace and compassion for myself because I got caught up in a broken system that I did not recognize until it was too late. Now, the thing is that you do the best you can with what you know. When you know better, you do better. So once I saw that so clearly, I knew better and I did better. And I decided not to build that business anymore. But the thing is I swore I would never build any network marketing. That's when the dream died. Like I was completely disillusioned. I became a very hard-hearted skeptic about opportunities within network marketing. I no longer believed in network marketing as a valid business opportunity. And I still used products. I still discovered new network marketing products. And I would joke about it. I was like, give me all the MLM stuff because it's always so good. Like it's like the best stuff. They realize, oh, we've really got something here. Let's take it the non-conventional way and make more money on it. Were you going to say something, Carrie?
Yes, I think that the story that you just described is, well, it's so sad, but unfortunately, it's like, it's just what comes to mind a lot of times when people hear the words network marketing, MLM, that they think of a story just exactly like you described. And whether they experienced it themselves or they heard of someone that experienced it, it's a story that sticks because it's painful. And that I swear it off is where, a lot of people end there. And that's where you were. But it's amazing. And I know you're going to get to this because obviously you didn't swear it off forever, that you were able to find joy in it again. So I'm going to pass it back to you, but I just wanted to highlight that because it's not an uncommon thing what you just described.
And that's the true reason that I actually share that. For a long time, I didn't. Not because I had a problem telling my story, but because there was a fear inside of me that somehow the girls above me or the women who continue to make their business with that company would think that I had any ill will in my heart towards them or that company, or that I wished them anything but the utmost success. Like, these are my friends. These are people that I respect and I love, and I would never want to harm them. I came to a place where I realized that between just being very careful in how I shared my story and the fact that some people, like, there are people out there that need to hear that they're not the only one. And like, you need to know that like if you felt that horrible feeling of shame as you realize what you have done to another person without meaning to, that like, it's really not your fault either. You didn't set out to do that. I didn't set out to do that. Like, the power of Me Too outweighed like not telling that story. And then it turned out I went and told the story and they weren't offended at all anyways. So that was where the story could have ended. It was years later. I had gone on and I still had a heart for business. I had I started making handmade 14 karat gold and gemstone jewelry, which is now a wonderful hobby that I love. But I originally had built it into a business that was too successful. That was actually a pattern in my life. I would also have independent businesses that I would build them, and they were super fun. I loved the process of building them. And then I didn't actually want to keep making margarita mix that people couldn't live without. I didn't actually want to keep making homemade takeout or keep making organic soaps. It was like, once I reached a level of like really great success, I was like over it. But jewelry was like the one thing. And I think it's because I love pretty things that I thought this was it. And I said, I would never build anybody else's name or their brand again. I was building my name and my brand. And, I don't mean that in like a prideful way. It was more of like, that's not real. And I won't build somebody else's company. I will build my own. And I was really, really happy and excited about life at that point. I was writing a book on grief, where I was working with some really great experts. Someday that'll come off the back burner and it'll get out there. And I had become passionate about making an impact in women's lives. And I was broadcasting daily through, at that time, it was a non-sleazy app back then called Periscope. Now it's a little bit of a scary place, but there was a glorious golden age of Periscope before things got gross and weird. And I had a daily broadcast called She Scopes in this community of women. And like, I thought I knew what was happening in my life. And then this product, and since this is the one where we don't have to hide things, it was this lipstick called Lip Sense, and from a company called Synergens. And this stuff, I ignored it like 6 times. And a girl from my Bible study invited me to a party for it. And I remember opening the invitation and I was like, MLM makeup. Well, I need that. Like, I need a hole in the head. And I did not even, like, I had seen different posts about it. So I think I just said I opened it, but what I did is I saw it in my Facebook messages and I wouldn't click on it because you can see a little bit of the header. I knew where it was going because I didn't want her to see my face bubble pop up and for her to know I read it. So I black holed it. Wouldn't even go there. And then weeks later, so I missed that. And weeks later, I go up to the church for a meeting for a women's conference. And I was helping put together the video and I was helping do a lot of live broadcasting because that was like really my jam. And I think I'm going into a meeting, but then it has been derailed and everybody is putting on this lip stuff. And I mean, what are you going to do? I did it too. Cause I mean, it was right there. And there was the girl whose invitation I had black hold. And I just pretended it wasn't awkward and just went right on. But I fell in love with this stuff. And I was like, I have to get this, but I hate paying retail. So I went and looked it up online and I thought, who wrote this comp plan? A toddler? I am going to take them for all they're worth. I can sign up, then have a party and use their money because I'll buy it at half off. Like, this is insanity. I'll be able to get all the colors I want. So I set out to just have a big party. And it was immensely successful. There were like 30 women crammed in this living room. And then like 15 kids over at the table over there having a little girl lip gloss and coloring and sticker party. Because I knew I was strategic. I was like, I'm going to get all the girls here because I knew that they might not show up for a sales party, but they would show up for this lipstick thing they had probably been wanting to try anyways, especially if they could bring their kid and they didn't have to worry about childcare. And it was like this huge hit, right? This is not, by the way, how we do the business anymore. I was just making it up as I went along. But it was incredibly successful. And these women were like ordering right and left. And the thing is that like selling things that people want, where you've shared something that then they like validate because they like it too. And it's that feeling of everybody wants to be the one that refers their friends to something awesome, right? Like it just feels good, whether it's something that you get anything back for, or if it's just like a great movie or a salsa or like a product somewhere that they try and they're like, oh my God, you were so right. That's the best thing ever. That feels good. And then, I mean, if you've got a little bit of a spirit of an entrepreneur, you add some money on top of that comes with the, oh, that's awesome. And it feels real good. So I remember standing like literally right there and just writing down order after order after order and being like, holy smokes. And then people were saying they wanted to like introduce me to different people that would like this. And they wanted to do parties with me. And I kept trying to send everybody to the girl I had actually signed up under, temporarily only, I thought. My friend Jenny, who also had not meant to actually build a business and did. And she was like, no, like, I'm not doing this. I'm like, well, I'm not doing this. And so I ended up going ahead and she wouldn't take the party. She would do the different things. And so I said I would do it. And I figured I'll just do it for just until this, like it'll be basically just wrapping up my party. And I got all the wreckage of the event cleared up. But the thing is it's just like thinking about this experience. It was so exciting and different from things I'd done before. And I remember I had been good at selling. I know how to sell things. I enjoy selling things when I believe that it's of benefit to the person. And I was just kind of in shock and just processing it all. And I walked into the bedroom. My husband, who had been in there hiding from all the women, was like, wow. And I just stopped. I didn't even say anything. I didn't even make it all the way into the room. I just was staring at the ceiling. And he was like, you're totally going to sell this crap, aren't you? He was like, I thought you weren't doing this again. I was like, well, I don't have to. I can pass on this. I said, but man, you're just like throwing their money at me. Like, should I pass it up? And I went ahead and we decided that I would just, do it while it was fun. And that was my only intention, was to kind of wrap it up, continue selling it for just long enough that it stopped being fun. Because I figured, it was going to hit a wall, right? It was going to hit a point where it wasn't fun anymore. But before that could happen, an email came through. And it was from the company to all the distributors. And see, I ignored most of that because, again, I wasn't doing this. I wasn't building a business. I was just kind of catching water out of a fire hose with a Dixie cup. I was just doing wrap up and, for a little while. I wasn't really a distributor. But something about this email caught my eye and I opened it. And this was the first moment that I was like, I don't know what to do with that. And as I read it, I realized that what they were saying, this was a warning sent out to all distributors, letting them know that if they placed orders under a downline for any reason, that they would be terminated. Well, now that just makes you think, doesn't it? Because here's the thing. The last company that I'd been with, the one where I had been so successful on the outside, so they had a process in place so that one could do that, so that one could place orders under customers or downline so that you could boost yourself up. This company was saying that if you did that, they would terminate you, even though they would get more money. That's more orders. And this company didn't pay out based on, they didn't have like a big bonus pool where you could get a piece of the pie. So why did they care? Like what that said to me, because I didn't just stop it, but why? I answered it and I realized like, and I knew what it was telling me is it was telling me that this company cared more about their structure being real than they cared about extra orders. That is what made me open my eyes and start looking around. And I actually clicked onto some of the groups with other distributors. And I realized that the side effects of integrity like that, which wasn't just found in that one policy, but there were all these different places where there were small changes. Their compensation plan it didn't look as flashy on paper, but it also didn't have all of these pitfalls that most people fall into on their way to a paycheck. And just realizing that this was an entirely different ball of wax. So go for it, Carrie.
Well, I just want to say, like Mel said before, people can be successful in a lot of different companies, but what the experience that Mel is describing here is answering what had turned her off from other things, that this company these are how she discovered this was the right fit. And we're sharing these things with you as you can discover, is this the right fit? Does that sound good to you? That they care more about this structure than just getting extra orders at the end? Does it sound good to you that they created a product that has so much buzz around it that women are just literally lining up, at that point, we were having parties. So these are the things that we're sharing with you to see, does this sound pretty good to me? Because this is part of our story and what sounds good to us. This is how we found integrity in this company.
And this is how we identified that final piece of the puzzle that makes network marketing not just work on paper and theoretically, but it translates it to an actual income and profit for you, is having the amazing product, the compensation plan that is well written and generous, with a company that the integrity provides a structure that prevents things from detracting from those. That third piece, without that third piece, you end up with the experience like I had before. Because even if you were to take our company and you take away some of these small policies that communicate like they want it to be the real thing, well, I mean, anybody's going to look at it and figure out a way to game the system. I remember when I first was looking at the compensation plan before I even did the party to get some free product, I was looking for, okay, so what's this company, what's the best strategy? Because you learn with each one that you're with, there's a certain way to game the system correctly. And I actually did damage to my business when I did decide to build it, by thinking that like I was supposed to be placing people under people, like that I was supposed to game the system, but like it actually hurts you because if you try to game this, like it's just already like done for you. So all the games, like there wasn't one. I kept looking for the strategy.
It's extremely trustworthy.
It's just, and they're simple. So I know that this is not the only one, but that third piece, I wanted you to see what it looks like and why. Do you see the difference between the two? Okay, so that is from there, just, we'll short circuit it from there. From that point, I went ahead and I decided that I was going to keep doing it for a little longer because this was at least something different. It was really fun. And then it was a few months later, I qualified for a car reimbursement. And I was thrown into a bit of a turmoil because, again, that wasn't my plan. I thought I knew where I was going until I had this moment where I realized that this was funding dreams in people. And remember, I had wanted to make an impact in the world. I had wanted to make an impact in women's lives. And I realized that this was actually the vehicle that was being set in front of me to do that at a much more rapid pace. And from that moment on, I was all in. And it was about 8 months later from that point that my team hit $1 million. And I hit a rank called Crown Princess, which is a lifetime rank. And got my first 5-figure check, and it was pretty phenomenal. But it all came from that place of understanding that this company had 3 pieces, and I was there really because I believed it was going to make a difference. All right. So let's go back to screen share, and we're going to move on because I'm going to show you, now that you understand the end of those 3 components, now we're going to go and I'm going to show you. I know there's not enough space to save it in the iCloud. You guys could see that too for a second. All right.
Who wouldn't love to have smooth, glowing?
We're going to look at the product for a minute.
Over time, we all fall prey to the effects of aging. To understand why, we have to take a moment and look at the science and structure of the skin. Our skin has 2 layers, the outer layer, the epidermis. It's comprised of cells which divide and then die, compacting to form a protective barrier. And the inner layer, or dermis, contains cells that produce the lattice work of flexible and elastic proteins that allow skin to stretch and return to its original shape. In our youth, cells divide and replenish quickly, actively producing matrix proteins that allow elasticity, and together this gives youthful skin a firm, flexible, and naturally hydrated surface. As we age, the activities of these cells decrease, and slowly the skin loses its thickness and hydration, and the proteins that make it elastic break down and are not replenished. The result is wrinkled, dried skin that loses its glow over time. As we feel those effects and see them creep forward, we try product after product, trying to slow these signs of aging. But we're lied to with promises that sound good, but upon closer inspection aren't anything more than well-marketed opinions spun as statistics or testimonials disguised as clinical results. The luxury products that do give some limited results are so expensive that only the very wealthy and celebrities could possibly afford them regularly. We are left disillusioned, and we begin to believe that any product that promises results will fail us or be utterly beyond our reach. But what if there was something out there after all? What if one woman had decided to do something about it? She took the best of nature and all it has to offer, with the most effective botanicals, oils, vitamins, minerals, and groundbreaking actives for increased hydration and cellular renewal, and blended it with science to make it miraculously effective. 98% natural and 2% science, with results that are actually real. And these are no false promises. This product is backed up by freely available independent studies that had results that are practically unheard of. There was a 23.3% increase in cellular renewal, increased skin hydration by more than 54.2%, increased skin firmness and elasticity by more than 51.9%. It reduced skin sagging by more than 25% and increased skin luminosity by 48.7%. There was a reduction in fine lines and wrinkles by 55.7% and an increase in skin softness by 45%. In this clinical and independent lab study, every single test subject experienced measurable benefits regardless of their skin type. So get excited because we're about to tell you about something that's going to change your life. Turn back time, actually reverse the effects of aging on your skin without breaking the bank, and leave you smiling when you see your reflection.
All right, so this is a video that I created. It's what we use for one of the parties, but since we were talking about the importance of those 3 components and we are sharing this opportunity with you, you needed to be able to see, if you're not familiar with the products, one of the things that it does. And this one I'm going to play very quickly, but it's not just skincare, it's actually cosmetics that are amazing. And that's not even the lipstick. Music makes me happy. All right. So that is the product. When it comes to compensation, there is the retail side where you can make up to 50% on the cost of the products that you sell. And there is then the team building side, which it is a very simple plan with just 5 lines. There are no legs. There's no balancing acts. It's just not like that. It doesn't matter who signs up under who as to whether they help you get towards your qualifying for that line. I have an entire compensation video that you can watch if you really want the nitty gritty of it. But it is a compensation plan that whether you are building a team or not, and this is really key, whether you decide that you want to do a business with the opportunity we represent, or you have another, make sure you look for something that just the retail side of it holds a valid business opportunity. Where for somebody who, let's say they sign up under you and they just, maybe they don't understand how to share the opportunity, things don't click for them right away, because sponsoring is a skill that can be developed. But if they don't start there, that they can still have a great business simply representing the product. And that's the true blend of direct sales on the retail side and multi-level marketing on the team side. So this company has that. And then it has the third piece, integrity, generosity. And here's the key why. I didn't know it at the beginning, but now I know the story, and I actually know Joni quite well. Personally, Joni Rogers is the founder of our company. She's the one who wrote our compensation plan. She is the toddler I spoke of when I first examined it. And I asked, what toddler designed this compensation plan? I'm going to take them for all they're worth. That would be her. And I guess the joke was on me in the best way possible. But see, she was a distributor with a network marketing company where she rose to great success. But there were things that really bothered her about it. And so when she started this company and she designed this compensation plan and she designed the policies and the way that this would structure, it was created by a distributor for the distributor, not the team leader, not the high ranking, not for the girls who have multi-million-dollar teams. That's not who this business was actually designed to be the most life-changing for. It was designed for the distributor, that the business builder who's beginning, that they see a profit. Because the thing is if it's possible for those ladies to have success and to make money, then that just ripples upwards, right? And that's who she wants to change the life of. She was a single mom living in a trailer, and it's that girl that this is written for. And that makes a difference. So is that exciting as you listen to that, as you think about that, and you're like, oh my gosh? Because again, if network marketing is real and it can be done, then that means regardless of where you make your home, that means you can do it too. All right. So go ahead.
Now, the whole system that we've created for the $1,000 a month, that is not about team building at all, is it?
No, it doesn't take that into account at all. So when we say that we want to empower 1,000 women to make $1,000 a month, we're not talking about through commission. We're talking about through retail profits in their network marketing business.
And it's so important to us that every person who is making the $1,000 a month is a happy seller. Like every single quirk inside, or I'm not a salesperson, I can't do that, that's not me. All those things that make you feel unhappy about sales, we are going to get you to a place where you are super happy
Love it.
because of your love and belief in the product, and just this kind of this moral obligation to it's not a moral thing, but it's like, I have to share this because I love my people and they need this. So there's a difference between that kind of outlook and just this, I'm really not a sales girl, this isn't for me. So stay with us. If you have, remember about the belief thing, and that beliefs are hungry for evidence. So if you already have a belief and it's hungry for evidence, it's like this, what they're talking about is not feeding me right now. It might be because your belief inside is hungry for something else, like a different story. Maybe Mel's story that she shared earlier is like, oh yeah, my belief fed on that. But suspend it, like just make your hungry beliefs like wait. Make your hungry beliefs wait, so you can see if you can exchange them for new and empowering beliefs.
Yes. Isn't that exciting? Okay. So if you have failed in the past, it's not your fault. The old ways were broken, or they were missing key components for lasting success. And so I'm going to leave this up here so you can look at it as I very briefly tell you what happened after I built $1 million team with a fabulous company. Did you want to jump in, Carrie? Was there something you want to say? Okay. Nope. I couldn't tell if you were like cheering me on or if you were like, hold on, let me say something. Okay. Don't you love that we both get to you get to hear from both of us? I think it's so amazing because Carrie has all these things that I would not have. So I built this $1 million team. I experienced the phenomenal awesomeness of cashing 5-figure checks. Did you know you can't do that through an app? Nope. You have to go into the bank. And it doesn't suck at all. And I got to do things for my family I had never gotten to do before. But here's the thing. I ran into a serious problem. And don't get me wrong, it didn't stop there. I actually doubled that the next year. We did $2 million. But maintaining that level of success was consuming. It meant either basically coming alongside people and helping build their business, or like going out and constantly signing up more and signing up more and signing up more. But see, the thing is that as my life kind of fell apart behind the scenes of all the success and absolutely amazing things that happened too. I got to be on a billboard in Times Square. Okay, that was amazing. I've traveled to all these different exotic locations, Hawaii, a couple of times to Mexico, these trips that are as fabulous as they look. There were these like highlight moments, and I have always been a really open person. It's not like people would look at my life and it wasn't real. It was that it took almost a full year for me to admit to myself, for me to see clearly that I had become a workaholic. I was constantly driven by this hamster wheel, because no matter how good a company is, without the ability to maintain that high level of success, which comes from empowering others to see profit and be happy sellers, those happy sellers that we're talking about, if there's not a means for that, then you just have to keep going at that pace. And I went to our company's leadership conference for the top 1%. It was on a cruise where you had 800 top achieving women on a boat in the middle of the ocean. So yeah, that was super awesome. And they were my friends and we love each other. But I think sometimes maybe you need to get real miserable and seasick and just, you know, before you really will look and realize that something in your life has to change. So I had only 2 months before that had hit that $2 million, like, cause you know, it started over at the end of the first year and had come back around, and we had not just done $1 million, but we had done 2 million. And so I should have been like on top of the world, but I went to a little meeting, and it was Joni she took us in groups of like 10, and she walked us through something she called the balance wheel training. And it was just like a wheel with spokes, and each line represented a different area of your life. And you plotted from the center is dissatisfaction to the outside of the circle, your level of satisfaction with the different areas of your life. And you didn't know what you were doing. It's not like she told you were supposed to make a wheel as you started it. It was when you got to the end, the question was, would your wheel roll? Y'all, not only would my wheel not roll, I didn't have a wheel. I had this mangled starburst thing. And all of a sudden, it's like, you know, the proverbial scales fell off of my eyes. And not only did I see what was on my paper, I heard things my husband had been saying that I had been ignoring. I saw signs of distress and neglect in my children emotionally that I had been ignoring. And in one moment, I had a second like crisis moment, kind of like in the previous company, totally different, driven by myself, but that moment where you see so clearly. And I realized I was a workaholic and I had to make changes or I was going to lose everything. I went back to my little cabin and I had an emotional breakdown that started the best, hardest year of my life as I relearned how to live and how to work like a normal human. But see, until the system that we created came together, and it came together out of a necessity from me seeing that something was broken. Here I had like the best possible opportunity, the best network marketing company that's out there, and where success was really possible, but it wasn't possible without living like that. It was like something in me wouldn't let it go. Like I knew there had to be a way. So one day I turned on an audiobook for something that had been sitting on my shelf for a year. And as I drove listening, and it's actually for a piece of software as a service called ClickFunnels. It's from the founder of that, Russell Brunson. And he was talking about, expert secrets, which doesn't have a lot to do with where my brain went with it, but it was just the trigger. It was the trigger for me realizing that this software he had created, along with a bunch of experiments I had been doing over the course of that year trying to solve this problem, pieces that I had created, but then they didn't quite do it on their own, and a text service that had just been created, literally like this at that time. Gosh, I discovered it when it was a week old and I had only had it for like a month and a half to 2 months. Okay. So these pieces all in my brain came together and I realized they didn't fix the problem. They made something totally new. And I realized that for the first time, we had a way to do that, to help people make $1,000 a month in the retail profits using this combination of factors. And then here's the cool part, the $1,000 a month would just be the beginning. It would just be the start, because what would happen if you were happy in selling something and using a system that enabled you to live your life and make great money? Why wouldn't you want to invite other people to check it out? So it would self-replicate and it would duplicate. So those things all led us to like the truth. It was all inside the journey all the way from that scrapbooking party where nobody showed up, through the company where I realized that I didn't like who I had become and I had done all these things that I never wanted to do again, to finding an amazing company where I experienced tremendous success, but maintaining that cost too much. All of that came together, and these were the, my little headline didn't come. There it is. There were problems and missing pieces. So again, if you've been like, it never has worked, there's been something wrong, it's not your fault. These are the different like problems and missing pieces that we had to eliminate. So all of that to boil down to one question: do I have what it takes to make this work? Oops. Oh no, I don't know how to go back. Hold on. We're going to have to manually go back. Okay, I'm so slick with my technology. So I guess I had to give it a second. Did it again. Okay, we're not going to worry about making it play. Here, we'll go like that. Do I have the time? Will it really work? Is there a business opportunity that I could love? Do I even have the ability to do what she's going to tell us about? And the truth is yes. And we are going to tell you why. See, and we believe Seneluxe is the best opportunity out there. Obviously, we wouldn't be making our home here if we didn't. The products really do what they say they are going to do. The comp plan really pays like they say it will pay. And the company is one that has created immense culture, like a culture of women who love each other and care for one another. And it's a place that you can be joyful building a business in. And so it's got that magical combination of components. And then the system that we created using ClickFunnels and the texting app and basically taking some problems I had solved with using social media as a means to build a network marketing company, because it's not a good way to do it. But I didn't know of another way. So I made one, but taking all of that and putting it together makes it work. Okay. It gets around all of those pitfalls. And the best part is you don't have to do it alone. Okay. Now I can play this again. Here we go. So we just said this. How does that sound? Hopefully you are as excited to hear it as we are to share it. And if you've felt along with us any of that, then then you can share your comments, your questions, your concerns. We'll be going back and answering questions. I know those of you on YouTube, like you might see this in a little while and go through and you're just like, yeah, I've got a question. And who knows? Who knows what could happen with that? So, and secret number 3, the 3 keys to making consistent income online in just 10 hours a week so that you can build your dreams and still live your life while you do. So you never look down at a piece of paper with a mangled starburst of a balance wheel and realize your life is absolute wreckage. This is how these 3 keys make it happen. So you need the sales system. That's that based on ClickFunnels that I've started to tell you about. I'm not going to walk you through how it all works because that's like its own entire thing. But no matter whether, I can't talk. See, I get so passionate and excited. Regardless of whether you want to join us or not, that information is available to you. I am willing to share that freely because I believe in female entrepreneurs. All right. So it is a system that allows you to sell like a professional. Okay. Part of the problem is that for those who have chosen to build their businesses online, which can be a battle in and of itself, given that a lot of the greats in network marketing have done it in a very person-to-person, like older way. Okay. I'm not saying that doesn't work. I'm saying that doesn't work for everyone. Like it doesn't work for everybody's lifestyle. I could not make it work for me long-term. I could do it in short bursts, but then my life would fall apart again. So those who have gone to try to sell online are mostly utilizing free platforms like Instagram and Facebook and other things like that. But the thing is that has to do completely dependent on your social media skills. Let's say that like social media isn't your jam, or you're just kind of like an awkward person, or like you don't have a lot of friends on Facebook because you don't have a big online network. Maybe it's your generation. Maybe it's your interest levels in different things. It doesn't matter why. The thing is if it won't work for everybody, that's not okay. And when I had this, not when, I still have this team, it would break my heart. And it was like this challenge I knew had to be overcome, that there were women who wanted to build their businesses, needed to do it online, but they weren't going to be able to do it like I did. they weren't people who had built up a reputation over the course of years for sharing awesome stuff that people were already tuned into. Maybe they were people that didn't have time, or just like they were never gonna hop on Facebook Live and connect with people. But those were my girls too. There had to be a way they could be just as successful as somebody on Instagram with 40,000 followers. And if there wasn't a way, which there wasn't, then I was going to make one, darn it. And we did. So it allows you to sell like professional because you are a businesswoman. You do not need to be dependent on social media games to build your business any longer. The second piece, the second key is a customer communication and service program. Okay. And I like wrote it out like that because I feel like it's easy to understand. It's commonly known as a CRM, or customer retention management. And it is what is supposed to help you keep customers. The thing is there really wasn't one that was inexpensive or wasn't built around Facebook messaging and all these different things. Like I had people that were teaching me that the way to solve the problem was to teach all of my team members to use social media the right way. And all these different things. It was just exhausting stuff, like going to groups and friending all these people and all these conversations you had to nurture. And these customer retention programs were built around you messaging and talking your brains out to try to get people to move along. Like, I honestly was like, if that's the only way to do this, I'm not doing this. Like, that's just the truth. Like, I couldn't live like that. That makes me want to die inside. So much pressure. If it comes naturally to somebody, then go forth and do it. But there had to be a way if that wasn't you. So what happens is now you can use this system that we found, the Shout, so that when you do get customers, you're not leaking them out. Like in many party plan network marketing things, the problem is you would have a hostess who would bring her friends, you would sell to them once, but you never really got to keep those customers. You never really connected with them. They weren't integrated into your business in a way that lasted. So that put a lot of pressure on you to have to continue to pump a lot more people in, right? What if those who come in stay in? And what if it's not a bunch of social media games? What if which by the way, if you build your business using Facebook groups, pages, and things like that, and that is truly where your business is built, you don't own that. Mark Zuckerberg owns that, because your connection to those people is going through something that you cannot guarantee you have access to from day to day. That is a very dangerous place to be. And then the third key is we needed a means to flooding somebody's business with people, because where is the money? The money is with people, the people who are going to buy your product, the people who want to build a business. Like, people have the money. And so it couldn't just come from one place. And that's what had happened up until the point that this system, until we created it, because you could either go down the path where you built your business completely on your network. Okay. And that was person to person, the people you know. It's the business model that leads people to go hand out roses to people, or business cards to people, or carry purses that display your product. Not that there's anything wrong with any of those things. The thing is it's just one means. And so you can't just do that. Online, using your network look like curiosity marketing and attraction marketing and relationship marketing. Again, those are all great things, but until this system, that was really, if you were doing it that way, building through your network, that was all you had. Now we're able to, through the sales system and the customer retention program and the text to order and text customer service system, we're able to also bring in cold traffic, start gathering people using ads, organic traffic, all that kind of stuff, combined with very effective marketing. And those three keys, with all of them, once they are set up correctly from the beginning, like with the intention of it creating a system where you're not a slave to it and it really is there to serve you, you're not there to serve it, that is how you end up with, there we go, a business, don't go forward too much, okay, that makes you happy. And the thing that brings it all together is when you have those pieces in place, you have the ability to repeat it It's not something you gear up and do once, and then you have to start fresh and do it again the next week or the next month. You're able to put it not exactly on autopilot. It's more like a plate you spin now and then. You know, you're going to be working 10 hours a week to see success. But this isn't a get rich quick scheme or like some kind of false promises thing. Like, you have to work if you want to be a businesswoman, you know, but the ability to repeat the process without wasting effort and time. And then this is what is so magical, the ability for it to duplicate through others without you taking your eyes off your own business. Because up until this, with network marketing in general, if you were going to be successful in the multi-level marketing side of it, not necessarily the direct sales side of it, but you were going to have to basically stop working your personal business long enough to get them up and rolling. And sometimes it takes a lot of effort to do that. And so this system enables you to share it with others, and you basically just tell them about it. And then they can go and they can do the webinar and decide to join with you, but then they are able to go through the education part of it without you stopping what you're doing. They just kind of jump in and join, and that is magical. So the truth, we're really good at that. And we've got an amazing system that will do all of these things to get real results. So I'm not sure what's coming next on the slides, but I know that there's good things coming after. So if we have to skip past, we will. So let me ask you a question. I think, yes, there we go. That's a fine question to ask. Are you enjoying this so far? Hopefully you are. All right. So we've covered secret number 1, secret number 2, and secret number 3. And so now who wants to find out a little bit more about how you might get involved? Hopefully you are okay with it if we share a little bit more about the details, all right? So we, meaning Carrie and I, are all about you making real and attainable money to bless your family and to fund your dreams without harassing your friends and family, without working excessive hours or spending your time away from what you really want to do, which is live your life. That's why we want these things, right? And then you will not find yourself where I was. You get to do it from a state of joy and happiness. And you can begin seeing results very, very quickly within 2 to 3 weeks. And then by the time you get to the end of the 6 weeks kind of like kickoff phase, the course that you actually go through with Carrie and I, where you don't jump into announcing your business online and doing all these things. And like, it's just a completely different approach. You end up like you're hand in hand with us. Nobody builds your business but you don't have to wonder how to do it. So who is this for? Women who are business minded, women who are highly positive, self-directed, and they are motivated action takers who want to build a business they can be proud of. Women who are entrepreneurs, purpose driven, and who are not looking for something for nothing. They're not looking for something. They are looking for something where they can turn a small investment into big results, not by playing at business, but by working smart and strategically. Up until this point, all of this information, this has been for anybody. We wanted to share this with you. We wanted to tell you about this. But the invitation that we're issuing from here forward, we're looking for business-minded, highly positive, self-directed, purpose-driven women who understand business and investing in themselves, both with time, with funds. And we're not looking for girls that want to play at being girl bosses. We are looking for women who mean business. If you have been looking for something and you weren't sure what it looked like, but you knew it wasn't anything that you've seen so far, then this may have really resonated with you and excited your heart, because this is something that has never been seen before. All right. So this may not be for you if you struggle with adult learning, which means being presented with materials to absorb and learn, and going to the resources to find answers before you come to people. Be getting a degree in Google, and like that's how I've learned everything about websites and systems and all that. It's all been Google me. If you struggle, if you want something for nothing, if you don't have the means or a desire to invest in your own business, I used to teach everybody how to build their business for free. I built a team. Well, I guess by the time it all was said and done, the team that I built reached nearly $5 million in sales, all from the premise of you can build this business for free. But you know what is a key problem in that? I was building a large percentage of those businesses. Now, not all of them by any means, but the truth is that when people do not invest in their business and in themselves, it does them no favors. I did not do one of those people any gift by not empowering them to build their own business and to invest in themselves. And so over the long term, I was able to see that. And that's not a way that I choose to go forward. Not to say you can't do this by trading hustle for cash, but that there's a different path to it. And what we're doing here isn't for that. And it's not super expensive, but it's the kind of thing where, I mean, if you need to get the money together, then go sell some extra stuff on Facebook garage sales. Or like I took, when I wanted to invest in starting my jewelry business, I took all my birthday money and Mother's Day money and put it all together. And I made an nest egg because I wanted to do something. And if that is something where you have a belief that if you have to invest in a business, it's a scam, this isn't for you. If you expect overnight results or you're looking for a get rich quick scheme, this isn't for you. Very glass half empty. If you have a tendency to see others as the reason that things don't work for you, or when you do not experience success, this is not for you. Also, if you are looking for a more traditional network marketing leader experience, and I don't know that I necessarily speak for Carrie in this, but if you want people to be checking in with you and see if you're working your business, or give you presents and prizes at the end of the month because you worked your business, coming with us may not be for you, because we want to empower women to build their own business. And I just think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. If somebody expects me to bribe them for working their business and making money, I don't have time for that. And not that there's anything wrong with it. If a leader is a giver and gift giving is their love language, it's just not who I am. I can point you in the right direction if that is a very important part of what you need when you approach something, because there are some phenomenal human beings out there who might be a better fit for you. Maybe it'll turn out that Carrie loves that kind of stuff. I actually haven't. She's shaking her head at me right now. The recording won't show it, but she's like, yeah, no. So we are all about supporting and empowering. We really just, that's not our jam. And so I can point you in the direction of some great people if you think that they might be a better fit for you. All right. So let's talk about what would this cost? Yes, go for it.
There's something that I want to say here because it's just on my heart. I think that some women right now might be feeling like, I have this small idea of how I want to, or I have this big idea of how I want to impact the world. I just don't know how to take it from where I'm at to making that happen. Or I have no idea, but I know that I want something more than just my 9-to-5 job or my serving job, or it's like I must be created for more. I want to say that this is for you. Like, you can start with us, learn these skills, and go anywhere. Like when we say $1,000 a month to change your life, to change the world, we want your world to be changed. We want you to grow and develop and find out what's inside of you. Because one of the coolest things about why we love network marketing as a business model is because it doesn't take away from you getting to be you and sharing other people's products. You don't have to develop the product. You don't have to develop the shipping. You don't have to develop the distribution and resources and all of those things. It's all there for you. So you get to show up to be you, and you get to share these other products that have been built by someone else. You get to do that, earning money for yourself as you grow and develop and get things that you never knew were inside of you pulled up and out, and you get to be you and show up as you for the world. So this is for you. If you think there is some spark, there is something inside of me, I'm not sure what it is, or I'm not sure how to make that spark get out there, start with us. Start here. Start where you can learn these skills to get this out there, and then you will be investing in yourself and growing yourself so that your dreams really will have the platform to come true.
Yes, because you will be able to, honestly, you can take this and the skills you will learn and you can apply it to a lot of places. But there's something else that I kind of forgot to explain, because really the focus has been on empowering people to build their business with the sales side of it. And the thing is that if you have built your business to where you are happily bringing in, after expenses, you are netting $1,000 a month, and you begin to share that opportunity with the people around you, or run ads to it, use organic traffic methods, all kinds of things, because that's a pretty phenomenal opportunity. And once you see and experience that, you'll be able to share that with people without stopping it. And so what happens is, the natural side effect is you end up building a downline and building that, and your $1,000 a month is going to expand and compound. And so you will have an ability to not just stay with one thing, but that kind of money it opens doors. And honestly, along the way, you discover a lot about yourself and your dreams, and it's really a springboard. It's a jumping off point. So I'm glad that Carrie shared that, because that was a really, really, really helpful moment to have. So let's say you're looking at this and you were just very excited about it. The first thing that you have to know is that the system that we've been talking about, that's actually a course. It's called the 1K World Changers Masterclass. The beta is about to kick off. Although it's possible if you're watching a replay of this, it has just reopened and it's no longer the beta. But that is something that we actually allow other network marketing distributors in other companies to purchase the course and walk through it. And the ongoing price for that after the beta is $997. That is not something that somebody who is starting a Seneluxe business pays. And we believe in sharing, and we have very much an abundance mindset. And so we allow anybody in Seneluxe to, there's actually going to be a lottery for this next session that's starting up. We have so many people that want to be a part of it that we're having to do like random people, like random selection. And we allow them to do that. We don't actually charge them money, but to ensure that they're not going to think they're really interested and then fade away, they put down a $97 deposit and then they get it back when they complete it. However, those who begin fresh with us, that deposit is waived with a screenshot of your sign up. And then of course you'd be coming to our email. And so understand that this system and what we're offering to you actually carries a value of over $7,000 when all is said and done, well over. And it has been over 18 months in development, and a lot has been invested into creating it. And that, when you decide to jump in with us and join with us, that is something that is made available to you for the cost of your sign-up fee, which is the $55 plus shipping and tax. That is an annual fee that you pay. And then the other part of your qualifying order is your qualifying order. It's the other large chunk of the investment to be a part of this. And that is not one of the kits that's available online unless you look at it and you want one, which is totally fine. You can totally do that. But for a lot of people, if they're looking at learning how to build a business online, the reason that they need to place an order is for themselves, so that you get to experience all of the things. You can't sell from a place of not having a clue about it. So we literally have a list of suggestions. It's an order that you can go through of the things that we feel that are important for you to have and experience and begin to use and build your testimony and story for. The thing is there's no monthly auto ship. It's not like you have to commit to, you're going to be buying a certain amount of product. Those products are for you to be using. And from there on out, we want your orders to come out of having used the sales system, and you've got orders, so you have to order with the company to fulfill the orders. We want, instead of the mentality of an approach of front loading, which can be a very common concept in network marketing, which means placing an order at the start of the month and then selling it all. You may indeed do some front loading for the start of your next month, but it's by selling and collecting orders and not vice versa. We don't want commission on anyone's debt. All right. We want your business to grow out of an overflow of success. All right. So that qualifying order, when I say roughly $450, I'm counting shipping and tax and all that. I like to give a good heads up. The funnel system, the ClickFunnels. So you get a 2-week free trial in which you are already seeing income with our system. And we have an entire system for our business, and we teach you how to do it all, and we do it together. And then there's an ongoing cost with that. There's not a contract though. You're not locked in. You can cancel it. And then you would need the other piece of the system, which is the text and messenger system. You would need a way to ship your product. We use a shipping interface that works with our invoicing. Again, we walk you through everything. I'm just outlining the cost. And then we believe strongly that you must tackle the things that are keeping you from success, because we can teach you how to all day long, but there are different things that have built up. There are different things we need to learn and know and do that release us to walk into success. And so we go through a lot of that in the course, but on an ongoing basis, that's another business investment that you will probably end up deciding to jump into. There's different ones. And so that is kind of the overall view of, okay, we've presented you with this amazing behind the scenes look at the good, the great, and the ugly that is in network marketing. This particular amazing company, why we love it so much. Told you about how, hold on, let me stop my share. See if I can do that. Shared with you the nitty gritty and the reality of, even with the best company we've ever found, where the flaws were, the solution to that. And so that is where this comes in. And this is just the invitation to you that if you would like to, and then of course, and this is the moment that I realized that the next screen was the one. It was just the one where I was letting you know that if you would like to join with us, you simply send us an email to info@flourishandlux.com. And I'm going to go ahead and share again, because you kind of need to be able to see that in here. That's so funny. I didn't think there was anything else coming. All right. So you can email Carrie and I, and then you can also go, there's a website. It's 1kclass.com. 1kworldchangers.com/apply and /replay. And access to that is, access to all of this is there. The best way to connect and get started is simply by sending us an email, so that we can send you a link to a page where you can begin the process. The reason that that page is not a part of this webinar is because I am aware that because I teach and share in the company, there's a very good chance that there will be people that will choose to share this from YouTube or around. And if you see this and you didn't get it from us, then you need to talk with that distributor. And we're not actually going to put that out there. Plus, we want to talk with you and get to know you a little. And we will make all of that available to you in a very seamless and fun way. So there we go. Now I'll really stop the share. And Carrie, was there anything that you wanted to say as we end our time together?
Well, I'm just going to go back to that original thing that I said, and I had no intention of bringing that up today about the beliefs being hungry for evidence, but that there's really a lot of truth in that. So I want to just end this with the encouragement to, if your beliefs are not serving the life of your dreams, they're not serving where you want to be, who you want to be, then nothing is going to change those beliefs for you. It has to be a decision on your part. And those beliefs, even though they're not adding up to what you want for your life, they are eating every single day. They are looking for evidence every single day. And we have presented you today with new evidence, with proven systems that have worked for us, that are empowering us and changing our lives. And we are sharing those with you. And so it is up to you to decide, do I believe this? Do I want to feed that belief? And you will see evidence. Even if you can suspend disbelief for just a moment, you will start to see evidence for new beliefs. And then that evidence will feed them. They will grow stronger. And that's how you truly start the change process of your life. If you are stuck, you do not have to stay stuck, and it doesn't have to take a long time. Just feed it, feed it, feed it. Look for the evidence.
Yes. And then while Carrie was speaking, it made me think of something really important. And that is, we didn't dive into the system. We touched on it. We talked about the key pieces of it and why it works. If you want to know more about that system, because you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like super confident in Seneluxe as a business opportunity, but like they didn't really talk very much about what they teach and how they teach it and like all of that part. That is actually in a separate webinar that is still up for replay for a little while. And if you come across this video and you go on this journey with us and that is closed, there will be an email, a place for you to enter your email to be notified as soon as the next round of enrollments begins. Okay. So don't worry, no matter when you find this, if you go to 1kworldchangers.com/replay, you'll be able to either access the replay or to get on the wait list for when the next round of webinars starts. But that is where we teach about our system. And this today was more about teaching and sharing about our opportunity, pulling back the curtains, showing you the behind the scenes of the whole thing, why it works, and how we got here. All right.
Awesome.
So thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
We so appreciate the time that you spent with us, and we cannot wait to get to know you. All right. Anything else, Carrie?
Nope, we're good.
All right. Bye, you guys. Mwah.